Hey, what's happening guys? It's Bharat for iGyaan, and today we're looking at the new Huawei Ascend P7. Now, so this phone is going to launch at the end of this month for around 26,990 rupees, or that's about 27,000 rupees, and it offers quite a decent spec set. So let's start off with the specifications of the new Huawei Ascend P7. So over at the front you have a 5-inch 1920 by 1080p display, which gives it a total of 441 pixels per inch. You also get Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on the front, so you get that added protection. The device has a front-facing 8 megapixel camera, which is impressive, and it does do 1080p video at 30 frames per second. On the inside is a quad-core 1.8 GHz Cortex-A9 processor, which is the high-silicon Kirin 910. Now this is Huawei's own chipset, and this has given some impressive results in the past. For memory, you have 16 GB of inbuilt memory and 2 GB of RAM. So there are two variants, one variant which does have micro SD card expansion and one variant which will only offer 2 SIM card slots. So this phone itself is with a 64 GB micro SD card expansion capability. On the back is a 13 megapixel camera, which is good and impressive. On the inside of the device, powering it up, is a 2500 mAh battery. The device does run Android KitKat out of the box, and Huawei is offering an update to Lollipop soon enough, is what the company claims. Touch capacitive buttons are within the display, the standard KitKat format. You have a fairly slim bezel, but you do have a top and a bottom lip, so to speak, or this area, which gives it a slightly longish look, so a forehead and a chin. Over at the bottom, you have the micro USB charging and data syncing port along with the main microphone, and on the right side are the 2 SIM card slots. Actually, there's one SIM card slot and one micro SD card slot, and if you get a dual SIM version, you get both SIM card slots. You have the power button along with the volume rocker. Over the top, you have the secondary noise cancellation microphone along with a 3.5mm headphone jack. The device is very reminiscent of an iPhone-esque design, so you have a glass front and back along with what appears to be steel or metal inserts on the side of the device, giving it a robust and sort of better look and feel. The device does feel solid, but the fact that it has glass on both sides would make you wary and would want you to add a screen protector or a case on the device, which might not be the easiest thing to find in the market. Now the device does run Huawei's Emotion UI 2.3 version, and as you can see, it's fairly fast and responsive, and it does not have a app drawer, so to speak, so it's almost like MIUI or MIUI, which does put everything on the home screen just like on an iOS device. Huawei has done a lot with customizations, so if you look at the notification panel, you'll see that a lot has been customized by Huawei, and the overall ecosystem and the interface looks really nice and clean, and it looks and feels really responsive. Now you have a bunch of features that Huawei has added, especially motion control and gloves mode, that allows you to use the device by increasing the sensitivity of the screen so that you can use gloves on it. Now, Antutu scores were pretty impressive on the Huawei Ascend P7, and we got a 29,320 on the device, which is pretty impressive. If you look at the details of this, you'll see that it mostly loses out on a single float point, single thread CPU performance, as well as input-output for database. Now, battery life on this device is pretty good. We got a full day's use without any issues, and that is what essentially puts it in a good place. The camera interface has not been customized at all, so you get mostly stock capabilities. The main camera is pretty impressive, and you get great low light pictures as well as indoors and outdoor pictures. But the camera interface is fairly basic. You do get a mode selection sort of switch over here that lets you select between a bunch of options like normal, smart, beauty, HDR, panorama. You can add a bunch of filters. It'll add a watermark as well. If you're a photographer, you might want to just use a watermark to do that. So these are sort of overlays that you can put on your picture before you basically upload it to things like Instagram, etc., where you can upload weather information, date, time, etc. The camera has good performance outdoors as well as indoors, and we had no issues with that. Video mode leaves a lot to be desired. You do see a lot of shakiness on the camera as well, and it constantly hunts for focus, which was not a case with many of the other devices that you can get in this price bracket. As far as phone calls and networks are concerned, we saw that the network strength is pretty impressive on the device. even though there isn't a SIM card in this right now. For the test that we did, we found that the device was fairly good in terms of network performance. You get good networks through and through. Now, customization is fairly simple on the Emotion UI. You can hold down on the home screen and you can change wallpapers, transitions, widgets. You can also look at thumbnails, edit the home screen, and you can also switch to a simple home screen, which is reminiscent of a feature phone sort of layout, which can come in handy for a lot of people as well who have a problem looking at smaller icons on the device. Now, due to the way the device is built, it does pinch into your hand a lot, and if you're using it with one hand the way I am right now, it makes it difficult to reach far end corners of the screen. So if you need to tap on something on that corner, it's slightly difficult to reach in that corner. That's thanks to the chin and the lip, and exactly what just happened with me is going to happen with you quite a lot, where you sort of almost slip the device out of your hand. Now, Huawei has built some interesting things into the ecosystem, including, for example, the weather widget, which essentially takes information from AccuWeather.com, but the fact that they have customized the skin accordingly for requirements is good. Now, Huawei has also built in an ultra power saving mode, which only keeps basic call and messaging functions active. This can come in really handy for people who need that extra length of battery. So if on current battery, which is 87%, I'll get 7 hours and 26 minutes of time. If I switch to Ultra, I'll get 17 hours and 21 minutes of time on my device, which can come in handy if you're going on a trip or something like that. The Huawei Ascend P7 is a good set of device. You have great aesthetic looks and great specifications inside the box. You get decent battery life and excellent phone performance. The camera is impressive outdoors as well as indoors, including the front camera and the rear camera. What begs to differ is the fact that for the price of 27,000 rupees, you have a lot of options in the market today. If you spend a little bit more, you get devices like the Moto X. The Nexus 5 is also available in the market for a similar price bracket, and can still be bought and will give you instant updates to Android Lollipop today. So for that set of things, a lot of other devices seem to be prevalent in the market, but this device has a beautiful display over at the front and excellent sort of aesthetics in terms of the way it looks and feels inside in your hand. It looks very premium and it performs really well, so it gets you through your day-to-day activities without any issues. Video playback on the Huawei Ascend P7 is impressive. We found little or no lag while playing back video, and the audio from the speaker performance is excellent. Gaming is also great, and you can watch some of the gameplay over here. Check out our full detailed review on iGyaan.in. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/iGyaan, youtube.com/iGyaanTV. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching.